Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. It's Maggie from Indirected. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. This reading today will cover the Moon Astrology for what is happening November 16th through the 22nd, 2020. And I'm so glad that you are here. So I'm going to do a little housekeeping while I'm shuffling these cards up here. I'm going to ask you to please hit the thumbs up, and would you please leave me a comment? It can just be an emoji if you don't want to actually say anything, but the more interaction that goes on in the channel, the more that YouTube analytics pick it up, and I would appreciate your help in getting my channel up there and out there in the analytics. It would be super helpful for me. So as a reward for your cooperation, if you leave me a comment, I will be pulling a card for the next week's readings, the weeklies, for everybody that leaves me a comment. At the end of each video, I will cover all the Pisces people. So you can actually do it for your sun, your moon, your rising, and get 3 cards pulled for you. So, interesting happening here. So, Pisces, this week we have the Philosopher and Balance. The Philosopher and Balance. That Balance card actually looks to me like Pisces energy, and then we have the Saturn energy here, right, of the Philosopher. And Neptune is next week. Neptune goes direct, so I think that there'll be a lot easier to find balance if you're a Pisces, right? I have a Pisces moon, and I'm like, yeah, that would be helpful. So this Balance card, this is like balancing all the information and the downloads you're getting. It's the heart resonance because the purple of the third eye and the green of the heart chakra. And it's like the balance, almost like, how can I take in all this information in a way that is practical? Saturn always asks us to be practical, to have boundaries, healthy boundaries, but in a way that resonates with my heart. And so it's about, how do I build the plan moving forward that is in alignment with my higher self? It does keep me balanced. It keeps me on task and on goal. And it creates this safe structure for me to build what I want to get to where I want to go. It's very, very nice looking energy. I do want to take a look at what the book wants to say a little bit about it. But Balance says, what you are experiencing in your life, what you are experiencing in your life right now, I'll try to say that 3 times fast, is transitional. And so if you're going through a difficult time, if you're stressed out about something, finding that emotional balance by tapping into your higher self, by reaching up into there. You can call upon the energy and the wisdom to guide you to move the balance and to view in how you view or feel about your situation. You cannot have darkness without light, the sun without the moon. Do you need to learn to say no or to look at personal boundaries, which is really interesting because in the Philosophy card, it shows Saturn, which is all about boundaries. Balance asks if your boundaries are being crossed, maybe too often. Maybe you should say yes to some things. Maybe you should say no to some other things. So which ones are going to benefit your overall spiritual growth is kind of the maybe the litmus test for what you say yes to and what you say no to, and what's helpful and what's not. So the Philosopher is number 25, and 2 + 5 is 7, and that's a very spiritual number, right? And it says you should follow that which you seek with your heart. This is about learning and the direction in which your life is taking. This can be in the 3D physical world or the metaphysical level. This card shows up when you've been considering taking up any kind of study, whether you are returning to or continuing with formal education. Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, Pisces, because Scorpio is happening, especially if you're Pisces rising, it's happening in your 9th house of higher learning, of connection to spirit, of philosophy, of long distance travel. And so there seems to be a need to kind of balance that out in your life. And how do I get in contact? How do I deepen my spiritual life while still maintaining balance in the 3D physical world? Because literally we can't all sit around like yogis all the time, right? It's that there's a few people that can do that, but most of us, have to live in the real world and do other things. And so this is a strong connection to Galileo and the planets and the solar systems and mathematics and science, and one is never too old or too young to learn. Set your sights high and reach for the stars, for you have much to gain from and to reveal to your learning partners. If you're thinking about studying anything metaphysical, this card is really definitely looking at that with take notice of that. Follow your heart. Listen to your intuition. What do you want to learn about? What do you want to do? So, wow, really interesting. Okay, so we started out this week with the moon already in Sagittarius. We're coming off of that full moon. So, I'm sorry, that new moon in Scorpio. So, I'm recording this. It's like 6 p.m. In like 6 hours, 5 hours, because it's whatever. The moon is going to be new in Scorpio. And that is that house, right? And then this energy, though, will still be really strong by the time we get to Monday. So if you haven't already sat down and thought about what your intentions are, this moon has really nice aspects around it, very supportive energy. 6 hours after the moon is new, the moon is in a really nice sextile energy with Saturn. And Saturn asks you, what are the boundaries, what are the limitations, where do you create the structures to go where you want to go? And so this would be an opportunity for you to make a game plan about what you want to do next. What's next? And so there's this energy while the moon is in Sagittarius of looking through the keyhole and realizing, okay, this is what I want to do. And so go ahead and plant your seeds of intention if you haven't already done so. There's a lot of energy throughout the week, really, because of Venus. Literally because of Venus, there's a lot of energy around love and money. So right now she is in she's in Libra as we start out the week, and she's going to square off with Pluto. Well, she's already squared off with Pluto, so she's going to square with Jupiter, and then she's going to square off with Saturn before she moves into Scorpio on Friday. I think she's Saturday she gets into Scorpio. And so there's this need to create boundaries also around your I got a notification, and it's so distracting. Sorry. To create boundaries, but I feel it's more like a game plan of what it is that you want and how you want to get there. I feel like that becomes really important here. So where is it that you want to go, and what is it that you want to do? So let's take a look at what we have here. You have solitude and you have fulfillment. And so I think taking a little time for yourself over the weekend and thinking about what it is. The peach represents the juiciness, the joy, the happiness, the beautiful, lovely, lush things in life. And so taking a little time for yourself, being willing to sit down and journal and think about what it is you want. Sit down and write out a very practical plan with all that Saturn energy. Why not? Use that energy to figure out what it is that you want and be willing to create that space for yourself to do that in. So on Tuesday, the moon is going to move into Capricorn. Capricorn is a very supportive energy for Pisces. But we have Mercury, which is in Scorpio, which is a trine energy for you, and it's in opposition to Uranus in Taurus, which communication could come like a lightning bolt of information or a thought or something. This could be tricky communication, but because of where it is and how it aspects your particular sign, I think this could be a very beneficial lightning bolt, aha kind of moment. And I think this is about opening up and accepting the inspiration and the guidance that you get from spirit. So there's an acceptance here of a situation, but I feel like this is accepting the divine guidance about where it is that you're going to go. How are you going to grow your life, and what is it that makes you feel worthy? Like, it's about worthiness. It's about self-love. It's about self-nurturing. It's about self-care. The moon at this position, Wednesday into Thursday afternoon has this energy of self-love. Like, how do you really care about yourself, and what are you going to do with it in order to promote the growth in your life that you want, that you deserve? And one of the things, we have the elm, and the elm says to trust your intuition. I lived a couple years ago. I lived on a river, and there were all these elm trees around it. And I was on my healing journey, and I walked, even in the middle of the winter, I would walk down there. And on the way, there was this elm tree down there, and I would just put my hands on it, and I'd stand with my feet, spread out, and I could feel the energy just flowing through me, clearing my energy, helping me to heal. And I did it because it seemed like the right thing to do, and it was very helpful for me. And so when I see this trust your intuition in this elm, I think it's about trusting your intuition about what it is that you need to do to find the balance in your life. How can you bring your life into balance? Like, what is it that your body needs? What does your mind need? And you have follow your passion. Follow your passion. So trust your intuition in how you're going to heal, bring this balance into your life, grow. How are you going to grow your life in the direction that you want to go? And Saturn, okay, so the moon, shortly after, like 6 hours after there's a new moon, the moon is, conjunct with Saturn. And Saturn says, create the steps. And then you have to work the plan. So planting your seeds of intention is not going to be enough. It is going to require a plan. And then it's going to require you to work the plan. This is part of the, it's like, I was going to say it's part of the contract. It feels like a contract that you're making with your higher self, or fulfilling a contract that you made when you came here, almost. That kind of energy. It's very intense, but in a very positive, exciting way. So on Thursday afternoon at 3:25 p.m., the moon is going to move into Aquarius, after the moon has just gone through that series of conjunctions with Pluto, like, where do you want to transform your life? And then Jupiter, how do you want to expand your life? And then Saturn with, where are the boundaries and where are the limits, and how are you going to do it? So again, there's a lot of energy from Saturn this week, really playing. I said a lot of energy from Saturn all year long, but really strong this week. And so at the same time on Wednesday, we had the sun in sextile energy, which is very supportive with Saturn. And so there's so much supportive energy about creating a plan of action and allowing yourself to count your blessings and recognize that you are in flow with the universe, and that the flow of the universe wants to shower abundance on you. And there's this energy of doing that, but you need a plan. See the path there? Let's see if I can get this close enough. There is a ladder that's going up to that circular thing that resembles in many ways this keyhole, right? It's like where you want to go. And now you need a plan. And so taking a little time this week to sit in solitude and think about what will really fulfill your life. What is your passion? What do you really want to do? And then be willing to do it. Oh, that's why. I'm like, it wants to come, but it wouldn't come because it wanted the one behind it too. Oh, no wonder I wanted the one behind it. Okay, well, these are really excellent cards. You have the Dragon, leadership, integrity, and power. I own my power with dignity and grace. It is safe for you to be powerful. You can be powerful and kind, good, humble, and gracious. True power achieves greatness and flows from the heart of the universe, not the human ego. Surrender any attachment to being admired, and you shall attract an abundance of recognition and respect. You have abilities that are beyond the ordinary. You shall be guided on how to best exercise them. So you'll be guided by following your passion and listening to your intuition on it, right? And remember that you can only give according to what you can receive. Take time to balance and vitalize your internal energies. Sorry, I had to, the voice of God. All right, so balance, right? Balance. And then you have the flamingo, authenticity, nourishment, and individuality. My beauty is unique and inspirational. Give yourself permission to find your own way to live. Follow your passion. Follow your passion. Be your authentic self. Allow yourself to live the life that you deserve, the one that the one that you came here to live. Don't be afraid to show your true colors. When you allow the real you to be seen, others will be able to recognize your beauty and your grace. Don't hide yourself or deny yourself what you need to flourish, including a wild and free heart. And then you have the grasshopper. Big breakthroughs and unusually swift progress are predicted. Be willing to dispense with the ideas about how much time is required or how difficult your progress needs to be. Do not insist that things be difficult. Give yourself permission to have an easier journey. Accept helping hands, lucky breaks, and other opportunities. Helping hands and lucky breaks and other opportunities that support your success. Let go of anxiety or hesitation. Allow yourself to set your own pace. Let your path and your voice be your own. Follow your passion. It will suit you so much better than trying to follow another path or pace. I'm so excited for you, Pisces. Okay, so that. Heads up. Friday, Saturday, Friday mostly. People are going to be stressed out, so duck and cover. That's a good time to go into solitude and figure out what you want. We have the moon squaring off with Mercury in Scorpio, so that can be, people can be a little, Pisces, I have a Pisces moon, and we're a little thin-skinned, and it's easy to get our feelings hurt. And I think people are going to be a little aggressive. I don't know if you can hear that. I have no idea where that noise is coming from. Like I hear music. I think it's across the hall. Makes me want to get up and dance? What makes you want to get up and dance? And then we have the moon. They're going to be in a square with Uranus. And the moon in Aquarius. When the moon is in Aquarius Thursday afternoon and Friday, that moon is it's a little icy cold. And so that might be a good time to hang out with yourself. Dream your big dreams, make your plan, and then on Sunday spend some time in assessing, how far you have to go and how, I almost feel like it's like making that SMART plan, specific, measurable, attainable, time, SMART, responsible? I don't think responsible is right. I know you need to be accountable. Make a plan that works. Look at this, you have polarity. Look it's the purple, it's the yin and the yang energy all over again. It's about finding the balance. And look at this moon is half full. Finding the balance. And being aware that you can't have shadow without light. Let me say that another way. You can't have light without, shadow and light, they go together, however. So it says, integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. There you go. What's shadow with, I don't know. Anyway, understand the law of polarity. These are unicorns, and they are following their intuition. So follow your intuition. This seems so out of, I don't understand where that came from, so hold on a second. I want to clarify around that. Okay, thank you. I love it when spirit does that. All right, so the polarity, the shadow and the light here. The shadow is being cautious. It is being aware. It is paying attention that everything is not necessarily as it seems. Because the moon is only half full, right? There needs to be more light. But don't be afraid. You have stretch and grow. Don't be afraid. Just be aware. Pay attention. That's the polarity. The polarity is don't let yourself dwell in the fear of making a mistake or, take a few risks. Step outside of your comfort zone. That's the grasshopper energy, right? But you need a plan. You need a plan. There you go. So stretch and explore with a plan. Don't just go jumping off the deep end. You need a plan. And then you have to work the plan. It is not enough to have a plan if you don't work it. Okay. So on oh gosh, I got ahead of myself again. So Saturday, a couple of things. That is when the sun moves into Sagittarius, and so happy solar return to all the Sagittariuses in your life. If that's you, happy solar return. And then the moon will move into Pisces, your sign, at 11:06 a.m. on Saturday. I'm sorry, 11:06 p.m. on Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. I paused because I was thinking, you know what's really cool about that weekend when everybody's all tense and everything, and you should pull yourself energy in. That is great because the moon will actually be in your 12th house, which is about pulling your energy in and reflecting on what you want. So you'll be definitely in flow with spirit if you can find a way to give yourself that space. And so then we have the opportunity for some rather intense conversations. That does not necessarily mean bad conversations. When Venus moves in to Scorpio, and she will be there, I think, until December 15th. And so while she's there, there's going to be an opportunity to have some really deep, intense conversations around love and finances with the people in your life that are key that you need to have those conversations with. So that's something to keep in mind. But that moon in Pisces is in a trine with that energy of Venus and Scorpio on Sunday. And so that assessing and that stretching and exploring and being cautious energy is really well supported if you need to talk to somebody. So it's about exploring how can you get to where it is that you need to go. So I pulled some cards for you for while the sun is in Sagittarius. Now I am going to do a full reading for you, and that'll be out later this week, I think on Friday. But I wanted to just kind of get an overall flavor for the next 4 weeks, while the sun is in Sagittarius for you. And you have compassion. The vibration of compassion shines through my every cell. But you also have impeccability. This is having the plan, and this is being, one, compassionate with yourself and with others as you stretch and explore, but be cautious. And so maybe you feel like you should dive in, but what you really need to do is create a plan. And it says, I am impeccable in my thought, word, and deed. You have to have a plan. Making the plan would be a first step. And then maybe do 1 or 2 more steps toward this goal, right? So say you decide you want to go back to school. You figure out the financial plan. It's a little late to apply for financial aid for this semester, but you could apply for the spring semester. So maybe you have to wait till the spring, right? I mean, it might be how it goes, but if maybe you could take 1 or 2 courses online before you get financial aid or whatever. But so then you would need to go ahead and start signing up for those classes. If you do it at a community college, the application process is not that hard. Right? I mean, it's not like trying to get into a 4-year institution. So the application process is a little simpler, and it's a good place to, dip your toe into the water and at a more affordable rate while you start working toward the bigger plan, right? So however you're going to do that. Don't ask me how I know. I spent a lot of years in community college before I was ready to go to the big girl college. All right, so you guys take care. I will see you back here next week. Well, actually, I'll see you for the Sun in Sagittarius, which will be coming out at the end of the week. And make a plan, work the plan. Looks really, really good. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and leave me a comment so I can pull a card for you next week. Right? You take care.